If you're an affiliate marketer using PPC, this video is for you. Travis Campbell here of MarketingProfessor.com, welcoming you to this special expert interview with my friend just above my head there. I'll introduce him in just a second. First of all, if you're an affiliate marketer that has had any experience doing paid traffic, pay-per-click traffic, this video is really created with you in mind, and I want to just encourage you that I brought someone on board that has quite a bit of experience and has an interesting tool to share with you. And with that, I'd like to introduce you to my guest. His name is Mike Colella, the founder and creator of Adbeat. Mike, give us a big hello and tell us where you're Skyping in from today.
Hi Travis, and hi everybody watching. I am Skyping in from San Francisco today. Excellent.
And Mike, I recently ran into online as a part of a webinar that he was doing with someone with some very interesting technology. But before we get to that, Mike, I want to just ask you a big question. In recent months, there's been a lot of challenges for affiliate marketers that use pay-per-click, some of which are not using pay-per-click at all anymore. But you feel that that's still a viable option, and there's probably some things you have to say about what people can do to make the most of pay-per-click. What are you seeing that's going on in the industry right now?
Geez, there's a lot going on with pay-per-click, particularly with affiliate marketing. I guess my biggest point of advice is, there's a lot of different traffic sources out there. Some people have had issues with Google as an affiliate. There's a lot of different traffic sources, a lot of different pay-per-click networks, banner networks, contextual traffic networks like Google content, but not Google content. As far as the things that make somebody successful, there's three main factors, and that's really finding the right offer to promote, the right ad to promote it, and then where to place that ad. So those are kind of the three factors.
Right. So the offer, the actual ad copy, and then where to put the ad, and of course the landing page somewhere fits in there as well. That's tied to the offer as well, correct?
Yeah, I kind of consider the offer and the landing page sort of bundled together, whether you're using a two-step process to the offer or you're just direct to the offer. And I should say, what I'm talking about specifically is not search advertising, but rather, banner networks or contextual ad network like Google Content Network. So when I say where to place the ad, a lot of people may be thinking about, keywords for search, but I mean what website to put the ad on.
Exactly, and I think that if for those of you that are watching this video, if you're either just thinking about getting started, or a seasoned veteran, it's important to have in mind that you have to have metrics. You have to be measuring to understand how you can be competitive and most effective with your paid advertising. As is true really with SEO as well. Now there are tools out there, Mike, like SpyFu and SEMrush and others. Those are really good at analyzing what kind of advertisements. Is that the content network? Is it pay? Is it search? What is it?
Yeah, so those are some tools that people may be familiar with for search advertising. What I would call, the broad term is competitive intelligence, which means understanding what's happening in the marketplace for whatever sort of advertising you're interested in. And so Keyword Spy, SpyFu, those tools do it well for search. We don't handle any search advertising with Adbeat. We're concerned with what's happening on the content network and on different banner ad networks that are available. There's a lot more traffic available, and there's a lot more options available outside of just the search traffic.
Right, I think that's a very important point. You dedicated yourself to creating this software tool, which we'll get to in just a minute, but a lot of people are really familiar with the search ads. So you go in Google, you search for a term, and the ads are at the top, or they're framed on the right-hand side of your browser. You're talking about actual sites like news sites or sites that serve AdSense ads. That's the content network, and that's kind of where you're tapping into and where you're helping people a lot. Now, you and I talked before this interview, and you had some tools that kind of came to mind. What are some tools that you can share with folks that are not really yet at a place to invest in something as comprehensive as Adbeat? What are some free tools that folks can be considering as they look to do some research for their paid advertising?
Sure. There's a few different free tools that are good for basically finding out where you may want to buy ads, what kind of sites. The few that come to mind are Google's Ad Planner, which is a free tool, and then Quantcast, Quantcast.com is another great free tool to help you figure out where to buy. So you can basically define the type of audience that you think may appeal to whatever it is you're promoting, and Quantcast, or Google Ad Planner will give you a list of sites where you may want to buy advertising.
Right, and pardon me while I cover up our faces. I'm actually going to, I want to switch to the Quantcast view real quick. I want to show what it is that Mike's talking about. This is Quantcast, and I put a domain in here called LendGo, and the demographic data is pretty interesting. That's what a lot of people are interested in, that Quantcast provides, as well as Ad Planner. Is that correct?
Sure. Yeah. That's one way to define an audience. There's other ways to define an audience, like interests that have nothing to do with demographics. But demographics is one way to define an audience, which means their age, their income, that sort of thing. Right.
And I'm putting lendgo.com into the Doubleclick Ad Planner, Google's Ad Planner, and that gives you similar and even more expansive data as well, showing you sites that were also visited, and so on and so forth. Very interesting. Well, those are excellent tools. So we've got the Google Ad Planner, Quantcast, and then there's another one that we mentioned that those of you that want to jot this down, you can go check it out. It's the clickstream data that is over at alexa.com. That gives you an idea kind of where people are coming from, as well as where people are going after they visit a given site. But Mike, share with folks, you've got a really interesting tool that does a really good job as it comes to kind of accelerating the process for people to get profitable and to do some research in the content network. Tell folks what Adbeat is all about.
So Adbeat is all about basically understanding what's working with advertising in the marketplace for a particular market, a particular site that you're aware of. There's data there about what ads are working for a particular advertiser, what ad networks they're running on, what sites in particular that they're running on, how long the ads have been running, if they're doing any sort of ad scheduling to improve their campaign results, you can see that. So are they showing ads only on the weekdays and turning them off on the weekends? That's to give you an idea, that's a lot of the data that we have with Adbeat.
I can tell you, I've looked at your tool. I've spent just a short amount of time, and I've got all kinds of ideas of how this can be used. And I've only been, using it for just a couple of hours, or started looking at it a couple of hours ago in depth. And can I just go ahead and bring up an example of that LendGo in my console? Will that be all right?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, let me cover our faces here. I'm in the dashboard. I'm going to go ahead on this advertiser tab. I'm going to type in lendgo.com. So I'm looking at it here. I'm going to tell it to look for 90 days. That was one thing that you had suggested, correct?
Yeah, if you want to see the most data, last 90 days is a good place to start.
So I'm seeing these count by days and the ad networks that are being used, quite a few ad networks for this advertiser. And then I guess what I want to do is I want to see the top ads. So I'm going to go over to the top ads tab real quick. I'm going to hit go and hit the chart. So it's going to bring up the data for these ads. So down below here we're looking at the ads that are selected, correct, and the text and so on and so forth. And then it shows how many occurrences that ad had that your system has collected. This is data that's just available anywhere. This is what you guys are out there looking and searching on the internet for, this type of data all the time. Is that correct?
Absolutely, yes. We have many crawlers that are out there daily pulling in this data.
What's amazing to me is that this advertiser is actually switching ads off and on and switching them out to try and find the one perhaps that's most compelling. The copy is pretty much the same. It's just that they're changing the times and the intervals in which they're running them. Very, very interesting. Any other comments you want to make about this particular example?
My guess with that particular example is that they're all of those ads probably work fairly closely, and they're just cycling them over time to kind of get away from a little bit of a banner burnout sort of effect. I know those are text ads, but the same sort of idea holds that if an ad is distributed widely over a period of time, people stop responding to it. So if you just change things up a little bit by changing those numbers, it probably works better.
Right, and I brought the dashboard back up, and again, you can see the different networks that are being used here. So all I have to do is change this drop down and choose the network that they're using to get more data for that. Very cool stuff. And you've got other ways. You've got quite a lot that's going on the site, Mike. Tell folks tell the folks that are watching, how are you training people once they come into the system?
So there's a series of videos that kind of have me walking through the screens and explaining what all the data means on each screen. That's basically what we have up now. Is just a way from I'm doing screencast training essentially on what you're looking at when you log into the system. And so there's a lot of data there, so you need a little bit of time to get used to what you're seeing.
Yeah, and I was going through some of the videos. They're pretty straightforward. I was able to understand them pretty readily. Talk for a moment about you have a comprehensive solution as well, and this comprehensive training that you have is a product of your experience. You weren't always making a great and successful internet-based business. You had to go through your learning curve as well, and if I'm not mistaken, you put together this training with that in mind. Obviously, people that are also going to be using the Adbeat software, they don't have to buy this training. I'm going to provide a link. You probably already see it on your screen to go directly just to get to Adbeat. But if folks want to learn more about this training, the link that we're going to throw up on the screen in just a second here is going to take them to a page that'll have more information about it. But just give them the 10,000 foot view of what you're providing.
Sure. Yeah, and let me just kind of clarify that there's some basic training that's included with the monthly packages for Adbeat that's about how to use the software that we kind of mentioned earlier. And this is something that's separate. That's basically a comprehensive series of training webinars and then a private forum that's for affiliate marketers, really. So that's the training is based around affiliate marketing and kind of my experience with affiliate marketing. It covers everything from market selection, traffic sources, copywriting, automation and scaling, and then the private forum is really where I think a lot of the value is. Basically, I'm in there answering questions, so anybody that has questions can get an answer from me in there, and that's kind of a separate package that's with all this training included. It's bundled with the software. That's the basic idea, though. I basically share with you what I know about affiliate marketing, what I've learned over the last few years, and what I've learned from creating this software.
Yeah, and the forum, I think, if your forum is like other forums in that regard, the time-sensitive information is really critical because things change so quickly online. And I imagine you're talking openly about those types of things as well, correct?
Yes, things do change quickly, especially with affiliate marketing.
Exactly.
Yep.
So the link that you're seeing on the screen now, that's above my head and below Mike's chin, that link will take you to a page that either has like a video or a webinar replay, and this is just for Marketing Professor subscribers, correct? And this video, this information about the course is all on that page, and they can find out and determine if that is something for them. Anything else you wanted to add on that?
No, I think that's it.
Excellent.
Yep.
Otherwise, you're welcome to go check out Mike's software, and he's got some reasonable price points for the data that he's providing, And I hope that you found value in what you saw in this video. My name is Travis Campbell of marketingprofessor.com with my distinguished guest, Mike Colella of Adbeat. And we'll look forward to speaking with you again real soon on the web.
Thanks, Travis.